Rolling.
Today we're going to make Thai chicken green curry. So there's a bit involved in this process. We've got to get everything chopped up to start off with, all the different ingredients. We're doing chicken, so we've got thigh fillets. Thigh's the best because it's got a bit of fat in it. Doesn't tend to dry out as much. We've got ginger, get the real stuff. And I know I said last time don't bother getting real garlic, but this time I have got real garlic because we're going to chop it all up in Thermomix. So get your garlic. If you see this in the supermarket, grab it. It's Thai basil. So it's got a very aniseedy taste to it as opposed to your traditional Italian type basil. So it's got that real Thai smell to it. And then we've got the thing that really kicks off most of Thai cooking is coriander. And it's the coriander root that you want. Oh, let me get it in. That's the bit that's got all the flavour in it. If you cook the leaves too much, you get a terrible bitter taste. So you only ever put coriander leaves as a garnish. We can put it into a salad. Don't ever cook the leaves, it will ruin your curry. Oh, thank you, cheers. We're just having a little cheeky margarita slushy. Lovely. Now, we might also put chilies in this. The Thai would put bird's eye chilies, the little ones, and they are super hot. So the general rule is the bigger the chili, the less heat you get. Now, what are these ones? So I went for a medium heat. These are big red cayenne chilies. So
Use those ones first.
Nick and the kids don't really like really hot curries. You could chop up bird's eye chilies and put them on the side if you wanted to. If you want less heat in your chilies, you cut them open and you get rid of the seed and the membrane because that's where all the heat is. So we'll put those in, and then the last thing we're going to put in too are these, which are lime leaves. So we're going to cut those up really finely, and we'll get to all of that. Now, last time I said don't ever cut with a blunt knife, and that's what I was doing, and that's stupid. So get yourself, get yourself a good knife. Look at this one. It's a Japanese high carbon knife. Miyabi. I don't even know what Miyabi is, but it's a bloody good knife.
So get a good knife and get one of these cheap sharpening blocks. And all you need to do is put a little bit of water on it. Chop it, run along, and then you just start like that on it. Can you see it's on a bit of a, keep the same angle on there, and you just roll it around like that. Now if you do this fairly often, you don't have to do it every couple of times. You don't need to do it all the time. So just make sure you keep the same gradient, the same angle on there. Don't change that because you're trying to get an edge on it. Make sure you
Like that, and give it a thump. And it splits it and allows you to peel it really quickly like that. Here we go, we've chopped everything up. We've got the cayenne peppers. So this is just roughly chopped. Roughly chopped. Give the coriander a good wash under the tap because you'll find that in the bottom here, so I cut all those, the actual roots off. You're left with that bit, but you can get a lot of dirt in around there. If you don't clean it properly, it's like not cleaning a lettuce or something. You'll end up getting crunchy bits in your curry, which is horrible. It's the garlic and it's the ginger. So that's a lot of garlic, but don't be shy, garlic's good for you. One whole Spanish onion. Now we're going to blend that up. So blend it in whatever you have. If you don't have anything to blend it with, you can chop it up as fine as you like. You can even use a mortar and pestle. I used to do that ages ago, but it's a lot of bother. If you're trying to do this quickly, just chuck it in a blender and blend all of that up, and then we're going to fry it. We'll add the other bits later. You don't add the basil when you're frying it off because it actually gives it a bit of a horrible bitter taste. You want to put it in at the end so it's a lot fresher. Right, there's the finished product all blended together. You can see it's sort of finely chopped. You don't need to get it much more than that. It's good to have a bit of chunkiness
Texture.
in the curry. Texture.
By the way, Nana said I'm your sous chef, not your helper.
Sous chef. So we're going to cut up the chicken thinly because that's how we do it. We don't do it like an Indian curry.
Now we can see you.
So you cut it up thinly, strips like that. Watch your fingers. So the thinner the better. So that sort of thing's alright. You can even go a bit thinner if you want. If you're going to go to the bother of doing all this, make more than you need and freeze it. So in the wok, so I've got a decent sized wok there because it's going to be a decent sized curry. So let that heat up and throw a little bit of peanut oil into the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the chicken first because it's easier to cook it on its own. Then I take that out and then I cook the rest of the mix, and then once that's cooked I'll add the chicken back, and then we can make the sauce with the coconut milk and then add the extra herbs and stuff we've got there in the fish sauce. So here we go. Now once you've had raw chicken on a chopping board, don't use it again, and certainly don't use your knife if you haven't cleaned it properly. So that chopping board can go for a wash. If I'm going to cut anything else up, I'll use a different board now. So we'll give that a stir around, brown it up, and then I'll take it off. We'll give it a bit of seasoning while it's in there. Bit of pepper. You won't need much salt because we get the salt from the fish sauce. So it's mostly the pepper now. In Thai cooking they use white pepper, which if you can find it in the supermarket, grab it because it does have a distinct taste to it. Also, if they've got lemongrass, or the little stalks of lemongrass in those packs like I showed you before, grab those because they taste fantastic in Thai cooking. And the way to prep those is you got to belt them a little bit first with the back of the knife just to soften them up, and then you can finally chop them. But I would have thrown them into the blender at the beginning, but there just wasn't any lemongrass at the supermarket when I went today, but I certainly would have added it. While we're doing this part, you can get a nice big pot, fill it about halfway with water and get it on the boil. You can put a bit of salt into that as well. Makes the rice taste a bit better. And we're going to be using jasmine rice today. That's the jasmine rice there. So make sure you get that stuff for Thai cooking. They just throw the whole lot into the pan, into the... Is it a pan or a pot? What? A bowl. It's a bowl.
Oh,
You throw all the juices in too. Don't throw the juices out. This isn't the time to start getting all healthy and worried about your weight and everything. This is the time to enjoy some awesome Thai food. So you can put that back on the heat. We might throw a little bit more oil in. And now we're going to throw in all this mix here. The onion, chili peppers, coriander, ginger, and whatever else I threw in there. Can't remember now. But if you make a heap of it, then you can just put some aside now and freeze it like this, and it'll keep for months in your freezer. And it's okay that there's big chunks of ginger and onion and stuff in there. That's the way I like it. So you get a really strong taste every time you bite into the curry. So that'll only take, well, I think a couple of minutes. It won't take long. It's just browning off, and then we'll put the chicken back in. It's starting to look good. It smells fantastic. All that ginger's fried off with the onion, the garlic, and that coriander mix. Remember, it's only coriander roots. I didn't put any leaves in there. Don't ever do that or you'll ruin the curry. So the chicken goes back in with all that beautiful chicken fat that was fried off in there. Mix that through. Turn the heat right down because we've cooked everything we need to cook now. It's just making the sauce. We just get a little bit of coconut milk, probably 2 cans. There's one. There's 2. Right, so here comes the bit that a lot of people get wrong with this. You're going to have to balance salt, sweet, so sugar, and then sour. So the way to do it is you first add in your salt, which is going to be the fish sauce, okay? So this is just made from fermenting fish. So it's got a very, very strong fish smell to it, but it tastes fantastic. So you just add a bit at a time. So it doesn't come out in a big gush. It does drips because you need to be able to add it as you go. So don't try and add too much, because if you add too much, then you've got to balance it the other way. So stir that round and then taste it. And you just want it to be enough salt. Yeah, that's not enough. Keep going.
Right. Stir around. Wash the teaspoon. Right.
Perfect. I shouldn't say perfect, it's probably a little too much, but we can balance that out. So in Thai cooking, they often use palm sugar, which you can get in the big, they look like hockey pucks. They're solid like that, but they can be difficult to use because you're going to have to shave it. But it's got a distinctive malty taste to it, that kind of sugar, which if you want to get it, then great. Otherwise, just use this kind of sugar. Yeah, that's good. Remember, you can come back to this once everything's in, and you can come back and finesse it a little bit. So ideally you'd get some real limes to do this, but this is the next best thing, 99% lime juice. So this is the sour part, or you can use lemons. Now the way to cut these is if they come in like that with 2 leaves, you just fold them over like that, and then you line them up down the center and you fold them again. And what you want to be able to do is cut really fine slithers. And we're going to get this beautiful Thai basil. I won't use all of it because it does have a very strong flavour, and it can make your curry taste very aniseedy if you're not careful. I'll pluck these leaves off. We'll give that a little cut. Just needs to be rough. Right, yeah, that's all done now. It's got the basil and the chopped lime leaves in there.
While Cutsy's been making chicken curry, I made a banana cake.
And here's the finished product. Beautiful curry. Now you can serve this up with a little bit of coriander garnish if you like, but what we like to add in is this, if you can see it in the supermarkets. It's fried shallots. So Woolies and everyone has got those, and they taste fantastic. Even Mason likes these. And there you have it, Thai green curry.